So this is the California cut known as the tri-tip. It is part of the sirloin family, and the Santa Maria ranchers, they determined that this was too nice of a cut to be just grounded up. Like brisket, there's a point and flat for the tri-tip, there's the tip, and the end. There's a little bit of a silver skin. We want to trim that off, but we want to keep the marbleized fat that's right on top of the tri-tip. So the Park's Finest is a representation of American cuts of barbecue with a Filipino flavor. What that allows us to do is provide American cuts of barbecue with seasoning and sauces that are reminiscent of the Filipino experience present here in the United States. So a basic dry rub, pink Himalayan salt, a blend of black pepper, white pepper, cayenne powder, and chili flakes. Same thing with our onion, garlic powder, granulation, chopped and minced. This seasoning is kind of, as best as I can, in a dry format alongside smoked meat, a sample of what Filipinos do. So currently we are utilizing Lucy and Ricky, our Cook Shack Fast Eddy smokers. Through pellet technology, it is an offset smoker. It is cooking directly behind our unit as it pumps convection air up. It then is pushed down onto the side between the heat shield to the meat out to the chimney. You prime the fire pit, the fire pot, an entire 50-pound sack of pellets. That lasts us 2 days. So all we're doing is making sure we have pellets loaded in the hopper. It's kind of sliding kids down a slide of heat. We're able to hold meat anywhere between 3 to 4 degrees of efficiency and accuracy over the course of 24 hours. So we're loading this. We're assuming that at least a solid 12 hours where we could then pull certain items, hold it, wrap it up, and let it come back and relax for service at 5 o'clock. All we're trying to do is kind of introduce you to Filipino food, something that you love, you just don't know yet. We're gonna be doing a briefing. So for run of day, guests are gonna arrive roughly 4:30. And then from there, make sure that drinks on the table, servers are responsible for their drink orders, and pretty much letting our expediter know what size of a party. After a year and 8 months of not serving food to the public, we wanted to be able to have an opportunity to feed people from our community, to feed and serve people to the best of our ability, and welcome folks to 2021. So I'm making Mama Leia's coconut beef stew. It is a Filipino adobo using coconut milk, but it makes it an adobo because it's cooked with vinegar. So right now I am just throwing up some cooking oil and roasting garlic, pairing it with our dry rub seasoning. In the region of where my family is from, lots of cattle or access to cattle in that area. But what was dynamic was my grandmother's Seventh-day Adventist. So she didn't eat pork like regular Filipinos do all the time. So this dish is actually ginatang adobong carabao. So it's a coconut adobo utilizing carabao. It's something that you're never gonna get outside of Temple Street, historic Filipino town. So cube chuck roll, we smoke it first because we want to render down the fat just enough that it permeates in the meat, it tenderizes it, and then also we can get some of that bark to really sit on the outside layers of the meat. So our heat, it's more of a warmth on the back end because what we're using is California yellow chilies. That umami-ness from the fish sauce, it's a hug for your stomach. So we're transferring the cocoa beef into a half 600. We're gonna continue this process in the smoker. We throw it back into the smoker like a crock pot so you get this nice, rich texture with tender meat.
I'm making cornbread bibingka. Bibingka is a Filipino pastry. Once I make the whole batter, we'll be baking it on banana leaves. I've already whipped up some eggs. So we're gonna put all our cocoa milk in there.
So Ann and I grew up at Virgil Junior High Middle School together since the 6th grade.
When we first started the Park's Finest barbecue, we thought of like, okay, we want to do this type of meat and beef, but we needed some sides. Usually barbecue and cornbread kind of go together. I can't say I'm the best cornbread maker, but I sure can make some bibinka. So I thought, why not? Let's blend the two mixtures together and see what it comes out to. We're gonna put our dry ingredients. Bibinka is usually like a snack, like an afternoon snack. Sometimes it complements like a noodle dish. This is cream of corn. I figured, well, it's not really cornbread if it doesn't have corn, right? So I know when it's ready, and my batter looks like that. The banana leaves actually help with a little bit of the flavor, and also it helps it from not sticking. It was one of those things where, like, how can I mix your traditional American goodness with a little bit of Filipino goodness? It's like this. If your mom, your grandma, the people in your life are going, damn, this is some good. It felt good. It was surprising. Pop it in, let it do its thing for about 20 to 25 minutes. Once that's done, we take it out, put a little butter, put more sugar, pop it back in, maybe another 15, 20 minutes, depends, you know, and then you get the final product. And my tester's here, that's my husband. He's the other part of the Parks Finest. All right, nice and hot. Yeah, is ready?
Thank you.
So this is a choice Angus beef rib. We think about Chris Rock in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. Can I get one rib? So our ability to weigh a rib out, it's that dinosaur rib on your plate. It is such a heavy piece of meat that if there's one item to get that really hits a spot is the beef short rib. When people think barbecue, from all worlds and all levels, you can't go wrong with the short rib. Similar to our tri-tip seasoning, it's pretty much straight across the board. This is our dry rub. So all of these things that come together, you could see, right? It creates texture. Things that stick to your molar, as you're biting, as you're chewing it resonates. We do not serve this in the Philippines. Folks that eat this here in the United States can relate it to the Korean community. It's kalbi. We call it three-bone. Accompanying it with our seasoning, accompanying it with our sauces, pairing it with rice makes it Filipino. So we gotta feed roughly 80 people in the next hour and 15 minutes. They'll probably arrive in 30 minutes. The place isn't ready. We're all kind of worried and scared. So we're gonna just double check the things that we put in yesterday and shift accordingly. We're trying to get everything to meet up at the same time. So every 2 hours we do a shift, rotate things down, move things up. We're excited to be able to feed all of these folks that are coming in and sitting down with us. All right, time check, it's 4:30. Let's go ahead and start plating food for a party of 5. So we have a full house. We're about to unload all the food for everybody to enjoy and give us an opportunity to be able to serve them. All hands on deck, all the stations are set up, and the people that are making this food are not separated from the people that are being fed. We go hand in hand, and we're lucky enough to do this together. All right, good-looking people say yeah! Yeah! All right, good-looking people, we are about to have the East Wind Lion Dance Troupe perform. You notice there is lettuce hanging above you. They will come in, they will eat up that lettuce and provide blessings to everybody on the table. And then we will pop about 200 yards of firecrackers. Like sage, we will bless this space. So traditionally, a lion dance troupe are great for businesses because one, the energy and the vibe that they create for people to stop and take a look for a second, as well as the idea that we're bringing good fortune to our location and helping cast out any bad vibes through the firecrackers for folks that are passing through. The name The Park's Finest comes from a comic book shop called World's Finest. And as kids, we used to traverse a mile over to just buy some comic books. That's at least 6 localized gangs in that stretch. So as everybody started to have their dance crews, their party crews, and all of these elements that represented themselves, The Park's Finest was the barbecue crew.